Thought switching. Okay, thought switching is something that you actually already do. We're just giving it power. We're giving you more access to thinking about it by giving it a name. Okay? Thought switching, all athletes do. So thought switching is when you go from one aspect of your game to another, one discipline to another, one skill to another. So this goes for all things in life, but we're going to stick with sports and we're going to stick with volleyball for this example. We're going to talk about an outside hitter going from passing to approaching to hitting the volleyball. Three totally separate disciplines and skills that they have to cycle through quickly in the course of just a few seconds in a game. So when you're this outside hitter and you go to pass a ball, there are several things that you have to do to get it done right. I know that some kids just walk around and swing their arms, but you are better than that. Of course, you're moving your feet and you're presenting a great angle, to the ball so that it's going to reflect off your arms and basically toward the setter in a way that they can set it. Now, when you do that, the instant the ball leaves your arms, you can no longer affect the ball. And so you should switch your thoughts to the next skill. You should go from passing to approaching. Now, the approach to hit the ball involves you maybe sidestepping or starting to run somewhere and simultaneously reading the setter to see, is the set going to be right on where it should be? How's the speed of the set? Is it going to be too far? Is it going to be off? Is it going to be on? Am I even being set? So there's a lot more to do. You have to think about to get the approach done correctly. So at a certain point, though, you've got the set read, it's coming to you, and it's a decent set. So you have to switch over again to hitting. You have to look and say, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to go line? Do I want to go cross court? Do I want to tip roll shot over the top of the block? How do I want to deal with this particular play? And to do that, you had to go from one skill to the next to the next. Now, some people do this and they don't do much. Those are the lower level players of the game. The higher level players of the game have learned to expect more out of themselves, whether it's through training or age or both. And they've learned that to pass, there are many things I have to do very quickly. I have to read the serve. I have to shuffle my feet. I have to represent my platform. I have to dip a shoulder. I don't know what you have to think about to succeed in this skill, but it's more than when you were younger. And it'll be more as you get better and better at the game. Then, all those things have to disappear instantly when the ball leaves your skin, because you have a brand new huge set of things to think about, and I don't know what they are, but again, the older and better you get, the more there are to do. I know that when we practice things, they do get easier, but we just add more things to the list as our level of skill improves. And so again, you have to thought switch quickly to get over to the hit. What do I want to do? How am I going to effectively shape my body, reach above the net, make sure that I can hit the ball, not only past the block, plus the defense. That's a lot to do. And that's why most people don't do it. They go from very vague, me pass, to very vague, me approach, to very vague, me hit in court, hope I don't get blocked. The reason more people don't do more is because it's hard to go from one thing to the next. It's difficult to do. And there are two very big variables that make you better or worse at thought switching. The first of them being timing. I think we've all had the experience of passing a ball and watching its gorgeous splendor as it heads towards the center and then realizing, I gotta get to my approach. Holy smokes! And you're a little bit late and you looked a little like a dork. You probably kept it in, but you weren't able to reach up and hit it. So you felt a little silly and you said, well, I'm not making that mistake again. The next time a ball comes to me, I'm gonna make sure I'm on time. So the very next play, you get served. And you leave just a little bit early for the approach before you're actually done with the entire pass. Who's been there before too? I know I have. We've all left a little early to hit. So timing, doing something the entire way until it's done and only that long and switching is a really big deal. The timing of your thought switching is huge, and most people are not good at this. Also important in thought switching is speed. How quickly can you go from one thing to the next? So let's say you've got the timing down. You go from this huge batch of things to get this entire skill done correctly to this huge batch of things. And then again to this huge batch of things. Oh, and by the way, after that, if the ball gets dug, you got to read the center, you got to block, you got to transition off the net, you got to play defense. Holy smokes. We're constantly, as athletes, going from one thing to the next. And the faster you can switch your thoughts between skills, doing them exactly as long as they need to be done and no longer and no less long, you'll be better. If I had two athletes that were the exact same genetics and training, but one of them was better at the timing and the speed at which they were able to thought switch, this is a far superior athlete, even though they're the exact same in all other respects. So, thought switching is something you may want to look at. The next time a ball gets shanked and one person runs by you, they're not necessarily faster. You may have been dwelling on the shank or dwelling on what it's going to cost you in the game. You may have been dwelling on the consequences instead of getting to, I gotta get that ball, and immediately moving your feet. Thought switching permeates all of sport and all of life. I encourage you to look at this, maybe involve your coach. If you gotta show him or her this video, do that. But maybe you bring it up, think about it, and use this concept to improve your game without having to be any taller, any faster, or any stronger. Thought switching. Look into it, and good luck.